What's going on, YouTubers, fellow followers, Flanksterites? Let's talk about this new Queen Hulk. 1/3 scale OG Avengers. Here it is in all its glory. It's like 3 feet tall. I wanted to show you this picture first just so you can really see the size of this piece. It's definitely a large 1/3 scale. He's not standing completely upright. He's leaning slightly forward, legs a tiny bit bent, yet it's still 3 feet tall. So it's definitely a big 1/3 scale. The base is pretty minimal, only looks about 2.5 inches, yet it's still quite big. And then here is like the official photos that Queen posted. So this does have quite a few unique features. One, it's full silicone. I wonder if it's like silicone under these pants as well. And I also wonder if the weight of this piece and the silicone over years would cause the piece to more or less just like collapse within itself, if you know what I mean. Just because, it's a lot of weight to be full silicone like that. I assume the silicone's probably only a tiny layer and it's a polystone body underneath and then a tiny layer of silicone's my guess. And it's even slightly leaning forward, so I wonder over time, will this lean? It does have a few unique features we'll talk about in a sec. Let's check out this portrait. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this looks exactly like my life-size bust. Like same sculpt, same pose, same everything. Hair's a little bit different, but this looks just like my bust. Like you take that, cut it right there, boom, that's my bust right there. It's funny, on this one, which is Avengers 1, they put a lot more grays in his hair than in my Infinity War one, which is set like, 7 years later? I almost feel like there's too many grays for the OG Hulk. And this is, in my opinion, the best version of Hulk was Avengers 1. I don't care to have Hulk talking too much, and I like just how wild and smashy he was. Avengers 2 was pretty good, more or less very similar. And then after that, they kind of gave him a personality and then severe downhill from there, in my opinion. I think MCU ruined the Hulk. He was super cool, and then each sequential movie, he just got worse and worse. There's no doubt that this looks incredible. The detail kind of looks like there's chest hair right there from what I can tell. You can see really just overall nice sculpt and very realistic being, silicone and all. And one unique feature that I want to talk about is the fact that it does have some articulation, meaning you can kind of like pose the head, so like here it's posed down, forward, and it's kind of just repeat. It doesn't look like you can move too much to the side, but more or less you can just move it up and down. Now, of course, I don't know why you'd ever face it down. You can't see his face as good. So pretty much you're going to put it in that pose and never touch it again. Same thing with the arms. Apparently you can just move it like an inch or so. Here it's close to the body. Here it isn't. There's middle. So just a tiny bit of, it can actually move. Wonder Woman, she like wobbles, but it doesn't stay in place. I'm assuming it's because she doesn't have like a built-in wire, and this one does. Hence the ability to, be flexible in a sense. Now, I definitely would not want to constantly, like weekly, be changing this, because I feel like over time you would definitely get to the point where you could break that internal, let's just call it metal wire, and then the arm just becomes like Wonder Woman where it's just like wobbly. Then it only has one look. So I'd probably set it to what you like best and then never touch it again. 92 centimeters tall, 60 wide, 45 deep. So at least it's not too deep. It is tall, it is wide. I mean, there's no doubt it looks really good. Now there is another 1/3 Hulk that's been in, the market for a long time. Let's look at that one. So that is by Elite Creature Collectibles. It's Avengers 2. This one is much more of an action pose. Hulk is, basically punching forward. It does have a nice little logo here. Plus it has an Ultron Sentry, so like half of a 1/3. And being Avengers 2, it has these, type of pants, with the other ones just like typical pants. I don't mind either look. I think it looks great in either. This one, as you can see, is that action pose though. Now, I've seen this piece in person. I think it looks amazing. I think ECC did a Terrific job. It does not have glass size. It is translucent resin, so not silicone. Ships in 3 ginormous boxes and usually goes for about $3,000. As you can see, it's like sculpted in hair. It does have real hair on the top. This one does have some grays. You know, and I really like this piece. I've never bought it simply because I've been trying to stay away from 1/3. You know, and this piece is quite a bit old. Like, it's like a 7-year-old piece. It does have a light-up feature as well in that Ultron Sentry. And what was the original price? Do we know? I can't even remember. I think it was like $3,000 or $2,500. You know, and it's 40 inches wide, 32 tall, 36 deep. So it is more difficult to display than this. However, in my opinion, I think this one looks more badass. I love that pose and the base better. And frankly, I don't think he needs to be silicone. Like, I do not see a massive quality difference from this to the Queen one. Like, yeah, not a massive quality difference. I think Queen has the advantage, and yes, it has glass eyes. That's a big advantage. 1/3, I do like glass eyes. I don't think it's a must. I think for half scale, it's a must. 1/3, as long as it's painted extremely good, I think that's sufficient. I don't think the silicone is necessary. Real pants, yes. I think Queen is easier to display considering it's not as wide, not as deep. And you can overall just see the body sculpt easier. Where this one, you know, depending on where you display it, you may not be able to see everything really that good. Now, there's always pros and cons to an action pose versus museum. Where museum, you can really see the full piece very good, but then it's also kind of boring, if you know what I mean. Like, this is such a cooler pose in my opinion, but also much bigger space hog. I also think the Queen Hulk could be displayed down low and still look good, where this one, you're not going to be able to see the chest or face good at all. So this is like an up high piece. You know, but the thing is, well, there's this, and then there's the Iron Man that companions this, so 2 pieces. Right now, Queen has the Mark 7 1/3 that companions this as well. And I do like that Mark 7 1/3 a lot. I think it is better than the ECC one, but I prefer the ECC Hulk if I'm brutally honest. The only big advantage of Queen is the fact it's easier to display, could go down low, and it has glass eyes. I don't think silicone's necessary. I may be, you know, wrong though. Maybe in person it's different, but I mean, I own a lot of silicone, so I think it's completely fine. The biggest kicker though, is the frickin' price. So this has an edition size of $299. What was this ES? I think it's $500. So Queen is less. Q2 2025. Not even available in the US. You gotta go through a retailer like Secret Compass. But the frickin' price. It doesn't show it here, but this thing is priced at $4,200. Wait, scratch that. $4,400 with a $1,400 deposit. Jupiter's freaking cock, folks. That is expensive. And that's not including shipping. And this will ship most likely in 2 boxes. One for Hulk, because he looks like one complete piece, and then the base. Possibly, you know, the base won't be as big a box. I mean, maybe you could fit it in 1 box, but be ginormous. But I can almost guarantee you shipping will be at a minimum $600. So we're talking $5,000. You can buy this one aftermarket for $2,500. Like, I saw it. I got offered this for $2,500, and it had custom installed glass eyes. I still passed just because I don't have a good spot for it. Like, even next to a Hulk Buster, it won't fit and won't look good, so I didn't do it. But you can literally buy this for half the cost, and you don't have to wait till next year to get it. And like I said, this one's better anyways. So Queen has done 2 of the OG Avengers. They've shown a teaser of a Thor, we don't know which version, and a Scarlet Witch, which to me doesn't make sense. If I was Queen, I would be making the entire OG Avengers team and commit to the line no matter sales from the beginning. I think a lot more collectors would commit to this line. I'm not buying it because I know Queen first off, their QC sucks. So, I mean, look at my freaking, I've gotten a lot of bad QC with them. Secondly, it not only is it overpriced, but they're not going to commit to the line. You know, this is not going to sell good. Based in our economy right now, $4,400. Dude, this is not going to sell good, especially considering there's already a fantastic Hulk 1/3 that's superior, in my opinion, already available that you can buy at half the cost. So, I mean, yes, this is OG Avengers. It's museum pose, which some people prefer. And like I said, this is a lot less of a space hog. But at double the cost, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. So I just don't see them selling, honestly, more than 100 of these. And when they see the sales numbers, they're going to not commit to the whole line. They're going to be like, all right, let's just cancel Thor and just, you know, accept our losses and call it a day in this 1/3 line. So there'll probably only be a Hulk and Iron Man, just like the ECC line. And so that alone makes me, I'm not interested in this line. If they could commit and, you know, tease Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain, and Thor, I would commit to this whole line and buy them all. Even at this price, I would do it just because I love Avengers so much. You know, I've spent $50,000 on Marvel statues. I would buy this entire line if Queen could commit, but of course they're not going to. So, yeah, for me personally, I don't think it's going to be a big hit. I don't think that articulation is a big deal, and I think, frankly, it'll just ruin the statue over time. Now, I do have a full silicone piece, the Wonder Woman. She's absolutely amazing. And I still like her more than that Hulk. She was extremely expensive, $3,500. But, you know, she is only 26 inches tall. Hulk is, like, as tall as that Batman to the top of his head. So, and he does have a shorter base and he's wider. So he's a huge piece, and I'm sure he's incredible. It's just that price. You know, when you consider something like these two, which are bigger, more swap outs, better bases, are less than $2,000, you know, do you really need it to be silicone? I don't think you need to. You know, like I said, the Hulk is literally spot on, same portrait as that guy, which I already have, you know, and I love it. I do wish it was a little bit, like, bigger, even though I don't have space for it. But, you know, this is good for me. I, you know, spent a lot of money to get this bust, which bigger you can enjoy better. But yeah, like I said, the hair, like, there's basically like no grays in this. It is just all one color, you know, and this is from Infinity War, not even, you know, the original Avengers, like 7 years earlier. So yeah, I'll stick with that. Plus I do have that Hulk from Avengers 2, action posed. I did have the OG Hulk 1/4 by Sideshow, but ultimately I like that one more. I do have the OG Hulk 1/6 scale, though, by Iron Studios, which looks great. So yeah, for me, definitely a pass. But if they can somehow miraculously listen to my video and commit to the whole line, I will immediately pre-order it and Iron Man Battle Damaged immediately. Granted, I do not have space. I would have to sell some lines to make it work, but I would commit to that full line if I could get it. I don't think we'll get it, but I would love to get that line. An OG Avengers 1/3. Man, imagine it paired up with my bus. If we get a Hawkeye bus and I paired it with all my bus, although, you know, this is obviously Infinity War, Endgame, Infinity War. None of them are the OG. Not a single one of the OG Avengers. Only that Loki. I guess I have my Mark 7 bus, so. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this Hulk. You know, are you going to get it? I'm pretty sure like 99% of collectors are going to pass simply due to the price alone. You know, and this guy is, you know, not even like a huge hit amongst collectors. You know, like let's say if I posted this for sale right now to try and sell it, I doubt I'd be able to sell it for like the price I paid. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.